Happy Frugal Friday, everyone. Welcome to your weekly dose of frugal inspiration. Today I'm talking about the concept of wanting less so you can have more. For those of you that have been with me for a while, you know that I work quite a bit. And I get to these points where I am just exhausted. And on the channel, we're always talking about frugal living, budgeting, saving money with a splash of minimalism. And minimalism is one of the things that I always cuddle back up with because it reminds me that the less I need, the more I seem to have. And for a person that is always hustle, 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 go, 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 to have some slower times is really teaching me a lot right now. And I just wanted to kind of have this conversation with you because I've expressed it to you guys many times that I just can't keep going at this pace. And sometimes I'm like, something's got to go. And it's really hard for me because I have a full-time job that I love that affords my, health insurance and my basic bills, etc. But then I have these financial goals that the 9-to-5 does not pay for. And that's like, for example, trying to pay my mortgage off early. If I want money for a vacation once in a while, if I want money for those extra things, my 9-to-5 does not cover that. My 9-to-5, despite my good budgeting, doesn't cover much more than the basics plus a little, But if I want to have more money over these last few years, I'm a single parent, I've had to work a ton. And it's a lot. And I keep getting to these points where I'm burnt out. So lately I've really committed, especially like this winter, I've really committed to taking a slower pace because I was running myself into the ground again. And a lot of you asked how are you doing that? And one of the things that I did was I stopped teaching studio classes at the studio every week. I was teaching several classes a week at the studio on one night, and we were getting home so late, and I just knew all the stuff that was involved with that, because it's not just the time spent there. It's the costuming, it's the choreography, it's the preparing, the across the floor activities, listening to the music and cutting the music. There was a lot more involved than just going to teach a class for an hour, So I've been really, really mindful of my spending, and even in a bigger capacity, because I don't want to have to work so very much because I feel like I'm not enjoying life as much as I should. And it's working, and it feels really good. I've been binging this television show called The Pit. Have you guys seen this yet? Now, I'm not normally into medical dramas because there's so many, and I don't know, never really gotten too into it. Little Grey's Anatomy back in the day. But The Pit, oh gosh, you guys, if you haven't seen it, it feels like you're in the show. The way it's filmed, you get really attached to the characters, and you're really brought in there. And the reason I bring this up is it's in the Pittsburgh, I think, Medical Trauma Center, and what the doctors and nurses have to go through on a daily basis to get everybody seen. And the waiting room is always full. The waiting room is always full. And in that show, you get to know the people that are coming in, and you kind of think about just all the stuff that we're prioritizing, and when it comes down to it, what really matters. And a lot of the times in the last minute of these people's lives in the show, or when they get a second chance, you're just brought to think what am I focusing on? And when I get, to the end, I'm, hopefully a long time from now, what am I prioritizing, and what am I wasting my life doing? Some of the families are this can't be the last time I talk to them. I have to talk to them again. I should have done this. I should have done that. And I'm just trying to think about, I'm not trying to be morbid with you guys, but I often get carried away in my own BS, if you will, of like what, is important today. And minimalism and frugal living are able to reel me back in on what really matters. And the thing that matters the most is the people in your life, right? The people that you care about. In the end, I'm pretty sure it's the people it's the people you help. It's the contribution you make while you're here. And I would just hate to get, to the end and be like, wow, I spent a lot of time working. And, there's ways, I think, that in our lives, our work is a contribution, right? Like, so hopefully in your daily life, the job that you have, if you have a job that you are going out into the world, or even if you work from home, you're contributing in a certain way, right? My dance job, I absolutely contribute in a different way. I'm hopefully building confidence in dancers. I am letting them feel a certain way that they've never felt by being on that stage, and the feeling they get when they get a new move, or, they improve. Like, I think the way that I contribute in that way is very useful. On YouTube, gosh, I hope that this is useful. Joshua Becker just gave me a shout out this past week, and my heart like exploded, because I just thought, for him to mention me when there were other huge channels that he mentioned next to my name, my heart was bursting, because the fact that someone that I really admire could see my work and say something positive and send some of you over here, it overjoyed me. And thank you for that, Joshua. Thank you so much. And if you came over here from Joshua's channel, I welcome you. And I hope that over time you come visit every week and you get a feeling for, what we talk about here. If this is a comfort for you, if this gives you great tips. Today, I know it's more of a conversation, but these, I think, are the conversations that matter in life. And I sometimes just think we get so busy. Just so busy. That's what I always say when you see someone. How you doing? Busy, but good. How you doing? Oh, I'm so busy. I don't want to be so busy. I don't want to be so busy, because I don't want to miss the conversations like this with people I care about, like my community, like my friends, like my family. And so I hope that whatever work you're doing while you're doing it, you feel like you are making a contribution to the world. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Sometimes you have those bad days and you're like, why do I even do this, Or I have a video that completely bombs and I'm like, why am I even making this content when nobody cares? But that's just a bad day sometimes. And sometimes even on your bad days, you're still helping people. I hope that's the case. But no matter how you are showing up, I hope that you keep showing up and you keep kind of narrowing down the things that spark joy in you, the things that you naturally are good at that help others. It's a real pleasure contributing to changing people's lives in any way, right? So in order for me to have more time, have more energy, have more resources, I am getting even more comfortable with wanting less. And I mean that in I hope the coolest way possible. Like, I don't need all this junk in my house. By me not having so much junk in my house, I have the time to not spend the whole weekend cleaning. I just shared in my last week's video my Saturday cleaning routine with you, because I still have to clean. And there's nothing that makes me feel happier than a clean house, right? But I don't want to spend my life cleaning. No. And I don't want to spend my life doing laundry. And I don't want to spend my life doing chores. What makes me happy is having these conversations. I love reading your comments every week. I love seeing how I can help you. I love spending time with my family. And guys, let me know in the comments, like, what are the things that you actually want to spend your time on? Like, if you could only do a few things, you know what I mean? Like, what's the thing you want to spend your time doing? That's going to be different for everyone. But let me know in the comments, what do you want to spend your time doing? And then think about how you can spend more time doing that instead of wasting it on gossip and letting your mind spiral over something little someone said that you can't get out of your mind. I've done that, man. It is a waste of time. It's a waste of time and my energy. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to spend my time feeling grateful and focused on the things that matter and much less time on the piddly stuff that you're never going to remember next year anyway. So I encourage you, when you can, to let those little things go and narrow your lens back on the things that matter. And that might be your health, might be your family, might be some kind of work that you do that, you know, maybe you write, maybe you do photography, maybe you do videos like this, maybe you go help people, maybe you volunteer, maybe you work with animals, maybe you work with children, maybe you help out the elderly. Like maybe there's so many things, there's so many ways. So I don't know, there's just a reminder to slow it down sometimes and appreciate what you've got. And sometimes cutting back will give you more. And I might have to come back and watch this video if I get into one of my workaholic sprees. And I'm not a workaholic because I want to work. It's more, you know, out of necessity and greater goals. But even me, I have to remember how that makes me feel in the end. And that is just cooked, you know? So guys, I hope that this video leads you into a beautiful weekend filled with things that, you know, there's some stuff you probably have to do, but more filled with things you want to do. I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you want another video to enjoy, check this one out next. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.